I've heard it said in the past that the people that are entrepreneurs, that are the visionaries for getting a company started or getting the vision of something started, are not good managers. Have you found that to be the case? That they can get things started, they have the vision for something, but when it comes to actually running it, they're not necessarily as good at that. Did you find that in the work on this book?
I think entrepreneurs have to realize that they're not A to Z covering all the bases, and they need to know where they can bring in a chief operating officer or a chief marketing officer if they're not skilled at whatever it is. So as far as management, I mean, you can't make necessarily make that kind of blanket statement, but the fact that most entrepreneurs are fiercely independent, most don't have a lot of tolerance and patience for slowness and analysis by paralysis. So there are most people that I know that are very successful are always just moving forward, and they may not. I know I wouldn't necessarily be the best manager if I had a large team behind me, because I'm always just moving forward fast.
Yeah. Dream Incorporated, the book. What will you hope that the people get out of the book? Why did you write the book, and what is your hope that people would benefit from it? Mike, Dave?
Well, I like the fact that the book distills all of these little pieces of information that people could take and incorporate. I mean, it alerts you to the skills that entrepreneurs really need to make it happen. So I think somebody could take this book and read it and say, I learned 4 or 5 things that I think are essential. And here's the next question. Before I quit my job, and go out and form this company, what resources do I still need? What skills do I need to develop? One of the recurring themes throughout the book is that people need to get mentors or need to work with other people who are already successful in not necessarily their given field, but in employing the skills that are there. And I would encourage anybody before they went out and broke off and started their own business to do that. It's a problem because by definition entrepreneurs tend to take action pretty swiftly. Yeah. So a lot of people will read the book and do it, but they'll be better equipped.
Right. Mike, let me ask you this. Having written the book, co-authored the book, do you feel that you're a different person, number one, having written the book, and number two, a different businessman as a result of writing the book?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you embark on a project like this, and by the way, and there's a good lesson to be learned here, the idea for the book came to me on Labor Day of 2007. Like I was sitting on the beach, reading a newsletter, got the idea. By December, literally 3 months later, that book went to print. So right there is a lesson for anybody.
Yeah, you're just talking about people being action-oriented.
Acceleration. So, a lot of things had to happen, a lot of processes.
A lot of emails to me reminding me to do things.
Babysitting Dave, right. But I think what's really neat is when you start talking to people like Ann Byler, who wrote the foreword, Dave, Fran McGowan, all these people, and then other ones who maybe not as well known in a public sense, you always take, you always there's always something to be learned from, which is a really good lesson for anybody, is always look for the opportunity to learn and then apply it either to your current business or to a future business.
Dave, you have a chapter in this book. So
I do.
Tell us about your chapter.
Well,
being an entrepreneur.
Because I teach communication skills and I write about communication skills for parents and for business people, Lou, I think you've interviewed me on a couple of my other books. It comes as no surprise then that my chapter is on communication skills, and I do believe what I say in there, which is that one of the most important skill sets for an entrepreneur to develop are the communication skills. Why? Because entrepreneurs have to be great negotiators. Entrepreneurs should be great leaders if they possibly can. It's going to make their businesses more successful. Entrepreneurs should develop management skills or at least know when they should step out of the way. And entrepreneurs need to sell. That means that their marketing, they have to know who their customer is. They have to be able to reach out. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Sometimes when people hear someone talking about sales or marketing, they have a negative reaction. When I market my law practice, when I market my books, I always think, who could get the most benefit from this? Who can I help the most? and what are they willing to pay? What is the value that I could bring to the table so that when that client leaves, they're saying, wow, I got a huge benefit from that. I spent $1,000 or $2,000 doing this planning or this trust, but I saved my children $100,000. I mean, that's a great return on investment. Or I went to one of Dave's speeches, or I joined his mastermind group and I spent $500 or $1,000 or $10,000, whatever the money is. I'm going to make 5 times or 10 times that much. So when I talk about communication skills, I talk about using them to market in a way where you find out what the client or the customer needs, you find out what skills you have or services or products that you could deliver at a price that the customer really values. And communication skills boost all of those other skills. They boost marketing, they boost negotiation. And when you get home, you know, with that language of parenting book, they boost family relationships. A lot of entrepreneurs have trouble in that area because they go, and they have trouble shutting off and spending real time being there for the people that they love. And that's another lesson. So my piece was all about how we use communication skills to enhance our businesses and our personal lives and where they meet.
I think a lot of people, when they encounter the term entrepreneurship, they think about profits, that being an entrepreneur is all about profits, and that's all it's about. Mike, would you say that that's true? Because in what you've written in this book, it seems like you have a different bottom line than just profits.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the definition of business for a for-profit business is for profit. So I mean, there's no mistaking. You know,
Yeah, what I meant was solely profits.
Right. So but the answer is I don't believe so. I mean, yes, there's people that believe that. I mean, when we start businesses, and I know Dave subscribes to this idea. Yes, there's profit. But I believe that you're creating a business in the hope that you're making the world a better place, that you're touching people, you're either saving them money or, just there's so many positive benefits that come from, and so much of it people aren't even aware of businesses, for-profit businesses. There's a lot of success stories of how they helped organizations that might not be able to, do certain things, but profits is very important, but I do believe
It's not exclusively about that.
it's about leaving the world a better place than when you started your business.
And both Mike and I have consistently used the lessons we've learned for businesses to help nonprofits and charitable groups that we're involved in. And I'll let Mike talk about Futures, which is a group that you're involved in. But I consistently take the lessons that I've learned and help apply them in that philanthropic and nonprofit world, so that one, I want my business to help change the world, and two, I want the processes that I learn from my business to help change the world.